The bathroom door clicked shut behind us, the party's music now a distant thrum. My boss, the woman who controlled my paycheck, my career, my ability to provide for my daughter, looked at me with an intensity that made my heart race. "This stays between us," she whispered, pressing an envelope into my trembling hands. I never imagined that moment would change everything. Hey everyone, if you're enjoying this story, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more emotional real-life stories that might just change your perspective on what really happens behind closed doors at workplaces. Your support means everything. My name is Marcus Chen, and 6 months ago, I was drowning. Not literally, though some days that might have been easier, but drowning in responsibility, grief, and the crushing weight of being a single father to my 8-year-old daughter, Lily. When Sophia died 2 years ago, it wasn't just my wife I lost, it was the foundation of our family. Cancer doesn't negotiate, doesn't care about the little girl who still needed her mother, or the husband who had built his entire world around his college sweetheart. The medical bills had drained our savings, and suddenly I was alone, trying to be both parents while working full-time as a marketing coordinator at Horizon Enterprises. Every morning was the same exhausting routine: wake up at 5 a.m., prepare Lily's lunch, get her dressed and fed, drop her at before-school care, then rush to make it to my desk by 8:30. Every evening was a blur of homework, dinner, bath time, and bedtime stories, followed by hours of catching up on work I couldn't complete during the day because I had to leave promptly at 5 to pick up Lily. My performance was slipping. I knew it, my colleagues knew it, and most importantly, my new boss, Diana Winters, knew it. Diana had joined the company 3 months after Sophia's passing. She never knew the before version of me, the employee who stayed late, volunteered for extra projects, and had a promising career trajectory. She only knew the perpetually exhausted man who was always rushing out the door while others were settling in for productive evening work sessions. The annual holiday party wasn't something I wanted to attend. The babysitter alone would cost more than I could justify, but HR had made it clear that attendance was strongly encouraged. So I called in a favor from Sophia's mother, who agreed to watch Lily for the evening. I stood in the corner of the elegantly decorated hotel ballroom, nursing the same glass of wine for an hour, making obligatory small talk when necessary. I was counting down the minutes until I could politely leave when Diana caught my eye from across the room. She was striking in a deep blue dress, commanding attention as she moved through the crowd with practiced ease. When she started walking directly toward me, my stomach tightened. "Marcus," she said, her voice carrying that slight southern lilt that softened her otherwise intimidating presence. "I need to speak with you privately." This was it, I thought. The holiday party firing. I'd heard about companies doing this, waiting until the celebration to let people go, thinking the festive atmosphere might cushion the blow. My mind raced through our finances, the mortgage payment due in 2 weeks, Lily's upcoming dental appointment. Diana led me through the crowd, past curious glances from coworkers, and down a hallway. When she pushed open the door to the women's restroom and gestured for me to follow, confusion temporarily replaced my anxiety. "Diana, I don't think. It's private in here," she said firmly. "And what I have to say can't wait." The bathroom was empty, thankfully. Diana checked under the stalls anyway, then turned to face me, her expression unreadable. "This stays between us," she whispered, reaching into her clutch and pulling out an envelope. My hands shook as I took it from her. Was this a severance check? A formal termination notice? "Open it," she urged. Inside was a check, but not for severance. It was made out to me personally, from Diana, for $5,000. "I don't understand," I stammered. Diana's professional facade cracked slightly. "My husband died when our son was 4. Cancer. I know what you're going through, Marcus." The revelation hit me like a physical blow. In the 6 months she'd been my boss, she'd never once mentioned this. "Your work is excellent when you're focused," she continued. "But you need help. This isn't charity, it's an investment. Hire a regular sitter, get some consistent childcare. I need you at your best, and you need to be able to provide for your daughter without running yourself into the ground. I can't accept this, I said, though my fingers tightened around the envelope. You can and you will, Diana replied. Consider it an advance on the bonus you'll earn when you're operating at full capacity. I've been watching you, Marcus. You have potential that's being wasted because you're stretched too thin. Before I could respond, she added, and if anyone asks, we discussed the Thompson account. This conversation never happened. That night changed everything, not just because of the money, though that helped immensely. It was the first time since Sophia died that someone in a position of power had seen me, really seen me, and instead of writing me off, decided to invest in me. I used the money exactly as Diana suggested. I hired Mrs. Patel from 2 doors down to pick up Lily after school 3 days a week and stay with her until I got home. I enrolled Lily in the after-school program the other 2 days. For the first time in 2 years, I could attend afternoon meetings without anxiety. I could focus on my work knowing my daughter was safe and cared for. My performance improved dramatically. 3 months later, Diana called me into her office. The Thompson campaign numbers are impressive, she said, sliding a report across her desk. The client specifically mentioned your contribution. I nodded, pride warming my chest. Thank you for the opportunity to lead that project. You earned it, she replied. Then, with a slight smile, and you've earned this. She handed me another envelope, this time containing a formal letter announcing my promotion to senior marketing strategist, with a substantial raise. This one doesn't stay between us, Diana said. In fact, I'll be announcing it at the team meeting tomorrow. Over the next year, my career flourished under Diana's mentorship. She was demanding but fair, pushing me to excel while understanding the unique challenges I faced as a single parent. She never again mentioned the money she'd given me, but she did something equally valuable. She restructured our department's work schedule to allow for more flexibility for all employees, not just me. The real breakthrough came when Lily got sick with pneumonia and had to be hospitalized for 3 days. I was preparing to call in, ready to use all my sick leave, when Diana showed up at the hospital with her laptop. We'll work from here, she said simply, setting up at the small table in Lily's room. The Henderson presentation needs to be finished, and 4 hands are better than 2. We worked side by side while Lily slept, taking breaks when she was awake. Diana ordered food, made calls to reschedule meetings, and never once made me feel like I was failing at my job by being there for my daughter. On the 3rd day, as Lily's condition improved and we were packing up to take her home, Diana paused. You know, my boss didn't do this for me when I was in your position, she said quietly. I nearly lost my job when my son had appendicitis. I swore if I ever had the power to change that for someone else, I would. Why me? I asked, the question that had been lingering for months. Diana looked at Lily, who was chatting with a nurse about her favorite cartoon. Because talent shouldn't be wasted due to circumstances beyond someone's control. Because your daughter deserves a father who can be present without sacrificing his career. And because companies are made of people, not policies. 2 years after that bathroom conversation, I'm now director of creative marketing at Horizon. My team knows they can count on me to understand when life happens, because I've been there. Diana has moved up to COO, and we still have lunch once a month to discuss strategy and life. Lily is thriving in school, and while she still misses her mother every day, she no longer worries about me the way she used to. Last week, she told me she wants to be a boss like Ms. Diana when she grows up. Sometimes the most profound acts of kindness come from the most unexpected places. That night, in that bathroom, Diana could have fired me. Instead, she saw beyond my struggles to my potential and made a personal investment in my future. The envelope she gave me contained more than money, it held hope, recognition, and the message that I wasn't alone. That sometimes, this stays between us, isn't about secrets or shame, but about dignity and the quiet ways we can lift each other up when the systems around us fail. If you're struggling right now, remember that you never know when your life might change. Sometimes it takes just one person who believes in you, who sees what you could be if given the chance. And if you're in a position to be that person for someone else, I hope you'll remember this story. Because the truth is, we're all just trying to make it through, and sometimes the difference between drowning and swimming is a hand reaching out when you least expect it. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched you in any way, please like and subscribe to hear more stories about the unexpected moments that change our lives. Remember, compassion in the workplace isn't just good humanity, it's good business.